everyone, welcome to K&C Crafts. Today we're going to make some miniature dusters. For this project we will need scraps of yarn, some plastic pieces that you would get off of like models or game pieces, toys. I looked online and I do believe these are called sprues. Some double-sided tape, a popsicle stick, scissors, a knife, some cutters, a needle, and some washi tape. Let's get started. So first, what you want to do is you want to take your sprues and you want to cut some pieces off of it that are straight to make the handle of your duster. To do that, I just use cutters Of course, if you're only making one of these, you only need to cut one. As with most of my projects, I like to cut more than one just to have a few extra or to make as gifts for people. I'm not really measuring a certain measurement. I'm just cutting off whatever looks like it might be big enough for a handle. Okay, I think that's enough pieces for our handles. Okay, set those aside. And the next thing you want to do is you want to take your popsicle stick and your yarn and your double-sided tape. I have two different widths of double-sided tape. I like to use the smallest for the miniatures. The larger width does work also. So you want to take a piece of yarn, whichever color you want to use, and for the larger ones you want to use the whole length of the popsicle stick. For the smaller ones it's about half of the popsicle stick, just depending on how large you want your miniature to be. So I'm going to make a larger one with this. You just put it on the popsicle stick and hold to it and start wrapping it around. You want to leave just a tiny space between the yarn on the stick. Just wrap it around until you get to the end. And just to help hold it, I like to lay it down. And then cut the yarn on this end. Then you want to take your double-sided tape and starting with that one end over here, you want to put the double-sided tape right there on the yarn. All the way across to the last one. I like to leave a little bit hanging over on this end, so I cut it a little bit longer than where the yarn stops. Then you want to just press and make sure that that tape is sticking to the yarn. And then turn the stick over. Make sure you know which side the double-sided tape is against the edge. And then you take your knife, stick it inside the yarn, and cut. Very carefully without cutting yourself. Cut the yarn off of the popsicle stick. Then you should have a fringe that looks something like this. So now that we have the fringe, we want to turn it over. We want to hold it very tightly with our fingers to make sure that the yarn does not slip out, and you want to just begin fraying your yarn with your needle. Your fringe should look something like this. So for our next step, we're going to take that excess tape on the end and fold it over on itself just a little bit. I do this to make the backing easier to pull off. Now you have your backing off. You want to grab one of your handles and you want to stick that sticky tape around the handle. As you roll it, you want to move up just a little bit at an angle. Until it looks something like this. Now that we have that finished, we want to choose our washi tape. I'm going to use this, and since I'm running low on the smaller double-sided tape, I'm going to use the larger double-sided tape for this. I'm going to cut a small piece off. I'm going to make sure that it starts on top of the yarn to help hold that yarn in place. But make sure that part of it is on the handle. I'm going to peel that off very carefully. And I'm going to tightly wrap it around that handle all the way up to the top. Then I'm going to get my washi tape and cut off a small piece of that. And I'm going to start where the double-sided tape is, and I'm going to wrap that around on the handle. And then I'm going to get a second piece, just however much it takes to cover the handle. And I'm going to wrap that around the top section of the handle. At this point, you can trim your duster if you wish. Just to kind of even it out. And there you have your duster. You could probably paint the handle, but you would still need something on this end to help hold the yarn in at the top. I'm going to work up some of this other yarn and make a few more, and I will be right back with all those. Okay everyone, I have all of them finished. These are the 3 originals, and this is the one we made in the demo. Quite a few dusters. Well, that's all we have for today. Thank you for watching. I hope you have a blessed day, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Bye.